Hello and welcome to ITWU Knows, ITWU Shows. My name is Stefan Schramm and I would like to show you the current state of development of our ITWU XPages Enabler. You might have seen my first video on the XPages Enabler, which demonstrates the general idea behind this project. Now I would like to show you in which state of development we really are. To do so, I would like to enable a more complex database than the icon catalog of my first video. So I choose a document library on my development server. I create a Notes document library, which is a standard template which is delivered by IBM. Now I've created this database. For demonstration purposes, I create a document as a test subject. It gets a test category and some content to demonstrate that it's really rich text. We have rich text content. Now we open this database in the Domino Designer and preview in the web browser. You can see this database is already web enabled and you can look at the documents and so on. Now we enable this database for XPages, and as I showed you in the first video, we have to copy some design elements from our XPages enabler into the database. And again we copy the source folder, and again we have a lot of errors. So we create a custom control to enable that database for the extension library. This is a shortcut I always take. Now the errors are gone, and we have to copy some more things. And again we can overwrite the phases config because it's empty in a document library. And now we have to copy some custom controls. Some XPages. And some views. This is the current state of development. We hope that we don't have to use own views in the final version. So we need an alternative data store for the configuration of the XPages enabler, but we are working on that. So now the doclib is enabled, and we can set the launch page to an XPage to our main page. We go back to a browser, and if we open the doclib again, we can see it's open in a one UI. You can see the database icon, but now we need to configure the application. Okay, we want the database in one UI silver style. We want to show only selected views by author, by category, and that's it. As you can see, because we have selected one UI silver, now the application theme is one UI silver. And now if we go to the application renderer, we only see the by author and by category views. And here you can see our created document with the test content and the test category and the test subject. But as you can see, our document contains too much fields. We don't want to see them all. So we need to do some additional configuration. We configure the forms. So we only want to show the document form. We can leave the description empty. We don't want to show the unconfigured fields. We only want to show configured fields. For example, we only want to show the body. So now we have configured the form document, and if we take a look at the form, now we only see the body and we don't see unconfigured fields because we don't have configured them yet. But perhaps we want to show more than only the body. So we choose to show unconfigured fields, open the application in a second view, so it's easier because it's some copy and paste. To do now, we take a look at the unconfigured fields, which we want to show. Okay, we want to show the from, so we add the field from, which we get the label from. And we want to show the subject. And we want to show the category. Okay, and we want another order from subject category, so the body is the last field I want to show. Now we save it and we go back. Now we have configured the form as we wanted it to look, so we have the from, the subject, the categories and the body. We only see the fields which we want to see. You can do some more configuration and change the labels of the fields. So the body, the content of the field body is placed with the label content. So now you can see we have the content here. Or we can change the position of the label. So now the label should be rendered above. Now we have the labels above. With this configuration, you can add a description. Save, and again. Now we've got the description here. By doing so, you can now configure a complete database and every form, which fields should be used, in which order they should be displayed, and there will be more choices because we want to make the fields editable, and so a lot more will happen. But this is the current state of our development. So the XPages Enabler gets a configuration. With this configuration, you can select which views you want to display, and you can configure which fields in a form to display and in which way you want to display them. You can change the application theme to a silver blue or something else. Our views are some nicer at the moment, so they have automatically filter. Start typing, okay, and now it's filtered, only shows documents from the filter, and that works automatically on every view. If we do a full text index on this database, which will I create, just a second, database create index, okay, just wait a second so that the database will be full text indexed. And now, as you can see, we have a search field available. It's available above all views, and now you see, okay, somewhere in this document there must be a subject. Okay, there is a subject. These views are rendered generically, so above every view you have the choice to filter or to search it. And if we had a view which contained icons somewhere, these icons are also displayed. As you can see, we are working on a lot of things, especially the UI and the configuration. I hope you get the idea behind our project. So we want to enable every database with XPages perfectly by just copying some design elements and doing a short configuration. Thanks a lot for your time, and I hope you get back to another episode of ITWU Knows, ITWU Shows. I'm Stefan Schramm. See you soon.